It has been a little over a year since 45-year-old Dean Dawson, a resident of Gardenia village, lost his life in a fatal traffic accident along the Phillip Goldson Highway. The mechanic was riding a bicycle along the stretch of road between miles 22 and 23 on the night of March 30th, 2016, when he was knocked down by a motorist. That driver was later identified as Dorian Pakeman, director of the government press office.
Upon the arrival, police observed a burgundy Isuzu D-Max bearing license plate BZB 2029, which is the property of the government of Belize, on the left side of the highway in the direction of Ladyville in some bushes with its front portion completely damaged. Furthermore, about 50 feet from the vehicle, the motionless body of a brown complexion male person dressed in purple t-shirt and a long jeans pants was seen lying face down on the same side of the road. About 28 feet away from him was a blue and white bicycle completely damaged.
In the 14 months that have since expired, strange turns have been taken during the widely covered case, including allegations of evidence tampering and the purported detection of cocaine in Pakeman's system. That alleged discovery was reportedly found in specimen taken from the driver, ACP Edward Broster disclosing that tidbit in the media.
We have gotten back a certificate from the chemist which certified that cocaine was found in Mr. Pakeman's blood.
Those key elements having been outwardly established, Pakeman was later indicted on a single charge of causing death by careless conduct. The case against Pakeman in connection with Dawson's demise seemed ironclad. That wasn't until it went before Senior Magistrate Sharon Fraser earlier today. Attorney Brian Neal entered a no-case submission on behalf of his client. That motion was upheld.
Having reviewed the file, there was a lot of noise made about certain things in the media, but having reviewed the file as a matter of law, I found that there was no evidence, and I found that there were breaches of procedures so fatal that had the matter gone to the Supreme Court, it could not have, in any reasonable jury could not have convicted Mr. Pakeman. So my submission was, rather than send it up to clog the court system in the Supreme Court, just to dismiss it, and the magistrate found favor with my submission.
Those fatal breaches being referred to are the said allegations mentioned elsewhere in this story, those pertaining to the samples taken from Pakeman after the incident.
Under Section 77 of the Motor Vehicle and Road Traffic Act, there is a procedure where there is a sample requested within 1 hour, you must give it, and a subsequent sample, just to be sure, must be given, so that there was only one sample given, not in accordance with the procedure in the Act, and therefore that sample could never form part of the case. And that was one of the reasons I submitted that there was no evidence.
Granted, it is a technicality based on the procedure not being followed. However, failure to adhere to the process doesn't mean that the sample taken was free of illegal substance. That certificate mentioned by ACP Broster would have also indicated that the trace amounts of cocaine found in Pakeman's system would not have been sufficient to impair him while driving the vehicle.
That is why we were saying that for careless conduct, if there is no proof that there is any drugs and there is no further proof that there is any carelessness, then the matter ought to die here, as it has.
Equally of note is that civil suits filed against Pakeman by the mothers of Dawson's kids have since been settled, clearing him of any legal pending matters.
I shared in court a letter from the common law wife saying that the matter had been settled and that she did not want the criminal matter to proceed either. She has been compensated, Ms. Adolphus. There was another claim which has been dismissed because the claimant did not have the requisite standing to bring the claim on behalf of Dean Dawson. So there is no civil matter outstanding for Mr. Pakeman, and there is now no criminal matter outstanding for Mr. Pakeman.
Perhaps what was most interesting about today's procedure, aside from the outcome, is the fact that Pakeman left the country on several occasions without the permission of the court, despite the express conditions of his bail. For that, he was soundly castigated for flouting the orders of the court. Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.